Hi guys, I'll be sharing with you the latest update as regard some UK universities writing to UK Home Office informing them of their withdrawal of the statement of cards issued to some international students who are unable to meet up with their tuition fee payments within a certain period of time. This is a sad news for those who are currently affected because some of the reasons for their default is not something that is directly tied to them, but as a result of the interest rate differential. This and many more I'll be sharing with you. So if you care to know more about all of this, you need to watch to the end, and you can as well subscribe to this channel if you are coming across this channel for the first time. In this channel, I give latest updates on ways you can study abroad, ways you can migrate through the skilled workers migration route. So if the content look exciting to you and you gain value for this video, guys, don't forget to subscribe to join the amazing ever-growing family. So without further ado, let's get started. Some UK universities have written to the UK Home Office informing them they will be withdrawing the cash they issue to some certain international students who are unable to meet up with their tuition fees payments before the deadline set by the university. Some UK universities has instrumental payment. Some has 2 instrumental payment, 3 instrumental payment, 4 instrumental payment, depend on the university. And all of these instrumental payment have timeline for you to be able to meet up each instrumental payment as you progress with your academic study in that universities. But of recent, some universities have written to the UK Home Office informing them that they are withdrawing their cash statement. The cash statement is the document the university issued to you that you can use to apply for your visa when coming to the UK as an international student. So the cash statement is like a certificate of sponsorship employers give to employee to make their visa application. So as an international student, the university is your sponsor. So if for any reason the university decided to withdraw the cash statement that you use to accompany your visa application, that is to say, the visa you are using to study here in the UK will be invalidated. Students who are unable to meet up with their tuition fees payment before the deadline of the date set out by the universities will be in this category. So some UK universities have go further to report those students who could not meet up their tuition fees payment to the UK Home Office, and UK Home Office have started issuing letters to international students who fall within that category. So as an international student, if you're unable to meet up with your tuition fees payments and the university you are studying wrote to the UK Home Office informing them that they are withdrawing the statement of cash issued to you as at when you make your visa application, the visa you are using to study here in the UK will be invalidated. From the information I got, UK universities have compiled so many lists of defaulters, those who could not meet up with their tuition fees payment, and submitted to the UK Home Office. As an international student studying here in the UK, if you fail to meet up with your tuition fees payment and the university you are studying take up the issue and wrote to the UK Home Office informing them of default in tuition fees payments, that on its own can invalidate your visa, even without them asking the UK Home Office to withdraw the cash statement they issued to you ab initio. So for those who fall within this category, if you're unable to meet up with your tuition fees payment, that is also a breach to your Tier 4 student visa, because at the point of making your visa application, you showed proof of funds to the UK Home Office that you have an amount set aside to be able to cover up for your tuition fees payment, your living expense, and the like. But if you fail to meet up your tuition fees payment after you've shown to them that you have a set amount that can cover all of this expense for the period of your study, that on its own is a breach of your Tier 4 student visa. But the point I'm trying to raise here as regard UK universities writing to UK Home Office informing them students who are unable to meet up with their tuition fees payments, they will be revoking this cash statement they issued to them to apply for their visa application. Some of the students that fall into this category that I was opportune to speak with, the reason for the default is not because they don't have the money or they don't want to pay. The reason for the default is the exchange rate. Some countries experience exponential increase in exchange rate. As at when they resume, the interest rate as at then and the interest rate as at now it's quite different. The difference is very much, right? So the amount they set aside to make up this tuition fees payment could not cover up the tuition fees payment as at now because of the exchange rate differential. That is some of the explanation some of them gave. But in my own view, if you have the money, why don't you make the payment as at when you resume? Just to clear up everything ahead so that you know that you're not holding the university anytime. But for the university to go ahead without listening to the explanation of this student is something that is worrisome. Also, on arriving in the UK, most of them did not get a job instantly. Some got a job 3 months, 4 months after they've resumed. So if they are able to get a job the moment they arrived in the UK, they would have been able to work and save some amount to be able to make up the shortfall as a result of the exchange rate differential. For the universities to go ahead to write to the UK Home Office informing them that they will be withdrawing the statement of cash issued to them at the point of making their visa application, that is one part that is worrisome. So I sympathize with those who fall within that category, but this will be a learning point for those who intend coming into the UK. I've also advised in some of my videos that the UK is not a top-notch destination for study as of today, because after your study, what next? The probability that you can be able to extend your stay after your course of study is very slim. Getting a skilled worker's job in the UK as at today, it's difficult. So if you are planning to come into the UK as a student with the intention of staying further upon completion of your study, you need to sit down and look at all the dynamics, right? As at today, it's no longer the same as it used to be 2 years, 3 years ago. And also, getting a job as an international student is also very, very difficult as at today, because the low skilled labor that you can easily get before now, they are all filled up. So many persons that are currently here in the UK, right? 2, 3, 4 months after arriving in the UK, they've not gotten a single place to work, right? Imagine you living in the UK for 2 months, spending the money you came into the UK with. You can say, even if you have excess of money at home, by the time you do the conversion, you find out you've spent a lot of money here within 3 or 2 months living in the UK without working and earning in pounds. So guys, this is an update that you need to share with your friends and your contacts. Anyone that is planning to come into the UK to study needs to give it a deep thought. And for those international students who could not meet up with their tuition fees payment and the universities have written to UK Home Office informing them that they are withdrawing the certificate of caste they issued to you to make a visa application, I sympathize with you. And for those who are still yet to make up their tuition fees payment and the universities have not written to the UK Home Office about that, please and please, you've come a long way in your course of studying and your course of migration. Don't jeopardize that effort you've put so far. Try as much as possible, source for funds for friends and family members to make up a tuition fees payment so that you know on the long run you definitely reimburse them. Because the moment the university writes to UK Home Office informing them about the default of tuition fees payment, that will invalidate the current visa you are using to stay here. And I will not advise any international student to ever think of overstaying. Once your visa is cancelled or you are given a set time to leave the UK, please try as much as possible to see how you can look for alternative legally to be able to either extend or you leave the country. But staying here without a proper right to work, a proper right to rent, that is something I will not advise anybody to do. It can happen in the US. You can live in the US for a couple of years without having a permit. You can work and do other stuff, but here in the UK, you cannot rent, you cannot work. So I will not advise any international student among those who UK Home Office have written to leave the UK. Please, I will advise you leave and look for other alternative on how you can come back rather than contemplating staying back illegally here in the UK. That will not serve you any good. So guys, I thought of sharing this vital information. It's really sad that so many international students will be leaving the UK as a result of default in tuition fee payment. So guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you gain value for this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to join the amazing Evergreen family. You can do that right away as you are watching. You can give a thumb up so YouTube can recommend to a wider audience. See you in my next video.